name's Timony from the University of Kentucky, and today we are on campus with the Dean of the College of Social Work, Jay Miller. Thank you so much for taking us around today.
Thanks for having me. I really appreciate it.
So Patterson Office Tower behind us, that's where a lot of your faculty, staff, and students, your offices are. But your faculty, staff, and students are all over campus doing all kinds of great work, correct?
Indeed they are. Indeed they are.
Tell me a little bit, just to kind of get us started, why are you so personally passionate about social work?
Well, I think from a very young age, I knew I wanted to be a social worker. It really stems from my own personal experience. Grew up in out-of-home care, so that was a really profound thing that happened to me as a young person, and it really shaped the way that I thought and continue to think about social services. And it's been that's motivated me to really want to kind of dive in head first and really advance the way that we think about social work, the way we study social work, kind of reframe and change the way that others view and think about social work. So that really kind of, fuels that passion in some of the work that we try to do.
What about in the research that you've done and the time that you've been in the College of Social Work? How did that kind of inform some of that work?
Well, so as you can imagine, having experienced that as a young person, having been in foster care, and then professionally before I came into academia, I was able to work in the area of child welfare and social work. And so being in a position to engage with families, actually remove kids and place them in foster care, and then be in a position to do research about foster care. It's really a holistic experience for me, and it's all been kind of mutually beneficial. It's helped me frame research in a way that can be pragmatically impactful.
Now that you're in this leadership role, how does the experience that you have personally, but also the research you've done and the professional work you've done, how does all of that play into kind of your philosophy as a leader of the college?
Well, I often say you would be hard pressed to find a social challenge that social work is not on the forefront of addressing. And so that commitment stemming from those personal experiences shapes not only the way that I approach the professional discipline, but the way that I approach trying to lead others. And in the College of Social Work, we have an amazing group of faculty, staff, and students, an outstanding alumni base and donor base. And so they've made it easy for me to kind of transition into the role. But we're all pulling in the same direction. We're all wanting the same thing. And so, in terms of leadership style, kind of really trying to be supportive, having high expectations because I know the impact of the work that we're doing. It's really put me in a position to try to lead by example, to try to engage with folks, embrace that servant leadership model, and really move the college forward.
Well, tell me a little bit about your college. Why are students picking the UK College of Social Work?
The most important thing about the College of Social Work is that we engage students where they are. We are extremely supportive. We are academically rigorous. We give students a unique opportunity to engage in a multitude of different experiences. Again, social work is one of those things that every day we're helping to impact the lives of individuals and families and communities. And for folks who are interested in, embarking on a helping profession, there is no better one than social work.
What about your faculty? The research that they do, you see such an impact out in the community. Tell me about some of the projects that you're really proud of.
The College of Social Work is all in on addressing the opioid crisis. So we have a host of different projects that lend itself to trying to address that challenge, from workforce development. We recently got a HRSA grant to help us better prepare students to deal with the opioid epidemic. But it's not just that. We're doing research in the areas of military behavioral health, child welfare, gerontology, social policy. And the really unique thing about the research that we do is that it's immediately transferable, it's translatable. So we can have a finding on a Monday, and because we are so involved in programming, we can implement that finding on a Tuesday. And you don't see that a lot. A lot of times, we kind of get caught in the catch of we do a study, we publish it, we put it in a journal, and we hope that someone reads it. That's not what we do in social work. We do rigorous research, we come to a finding, and then we take that finding and implement it into what we are actually doing. And in the College of Social Work, we're in a really unique space to be able to do that.
And I know some of your research spaces that are actually out helping the community are out in the community, correct?
Yes.
Like, tell me about the place that I know you're very interested in out at Coldstream.
Well, so we have our centers and labs, which are housed out at the Coldstream Research Campus, mainly our Training and Resource Center. It's the premier research and training facility in this region. We do a lot of work in the area of child welfare. We also have our self-care lab, which is the world's only lab dedicated to research on professional burnout and self-care. So we also have the Suicide Exposure and Education Lab, which is based at Coldstream. But we have faculty in Eastern Kentucky at the Center for Excellence in Rural Health. We have the campus down at Fort Sam Houston. So we're spread out because social work is a profession that demands that. But it also allows us to really be embedded in the communities that we're working in. It allows us the space to kind of engage in some unique creative opportunities. And so we are really open to living into that concept of kind of being embedded in the places that we do work.
I know that you've been with the College of Social Work for a while, but you're new to the leadership role. Mm-hmm. So as you kind of look into the future, what is your vision for the College of Social Work?
I want our college to be an ideal place to be educated, employed, and engaged. And in so doing, I think it puts us in a position to positively impact the lives of individuals, families, and communities. We are all pulling in the same direction, and we really, really look forward to living into those possibilities.
So far, what's the best aspect of leading the College of Social Work?
Without question, the people. You know, folks, when you transition into a new role, there's always the kind of what if, the kind of nervousness of engaging with a new group of folks, or engaging with folks in a different way. And so without question, being able to come in every day and work with an amazing group of folks is what gets me excited. You know, Friday ends, and quite frankly, I can't wait for Monday to start because I want to come in and get to work with these folks.
That would be something anybody would want to achieve in their job. So that's great to hear. As we kind of wrap up our walk here on campus, can you tell me something that you would love just for the rest of the UK campus to know about the College of Social Work?
I want them to know that social work is here and that we are committed to addressing the contemporary challenges facing our community.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us today and introduce yourself to even more people on campus. If you would like more information about the UK College of Social Work, just visit the website on your screen.